Yo, what is up guys? The name is Meneer Mandje and welcome back. So, I recently discovered this channel called Reknak. Go check him out by the way, if you don't know who he is. He makes fantastic videos. But while watching his videos I noticed that he moonwalked diagonally, and when I saw that I was like, how we do that? So I went into the tutorial and I messed around a bit and I figured it out. And I thought I'd make a video on it in case some of you are interested in that too. I will, however, before I teach you how to moonwalk diagonally, explain how to moonwalk normally as well as air and tech normally and some other stuff in case someone watches this and doesn't know how to do that yet. But if you already know how to moonwalk normally and air and tech, or whatever, you can skip to whatever part of the video you're interested in. I will leave some timestamps in the description so you can skip to whichever part you fancy. Also, if you have friends, unlike me, I recommend that you do this in a KYF because 1, you have more space because you have an entire map. 2, you can pick whatever character you want because every character has different movement. And reason 3, you can select a flashlight so you can practice some of the moves with a flashlight because some of the moves I'm going to show you, you can perform with a flashlight. So, how do I moonwalk? Well, a normal moonwalk is I want to go forwards, but my character needs to face this way, right? So, if I face this way, but then press W, my character turns around. So, to cancel that, I have to spam A and D, and depending on whatever character you play will decide how fast you have to spam it. But basically what that does is it cancels out the fact that you turn around. It cancels out that animation. So you can do it while standing still and then start moonwalking, and you have to press A and D a bit faster at the start than later. But to make it easier for new players, you turn around, so you're basically already moving and you turn around and you then start doing it. So you press W, D, S and then A, but you only press A quickly and then start spamming D and A immediately while holding W. W, D, S, A, A, D, A, D, A, D, whatever, like this. Or you can turn around this way, so you press W, A, S, D, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, D. The D is quick now. W, A, S, D, A, 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 D, A. Like that. Be sure to just practice this. The more you practice, the better you get at it. If you're in a game, you can practice it by moonwalking after you've done a gen while walking to another gen. With S it's the exact same thing, but now we want to face this way, but move this way, right? So to make it easier again, you make a full circle until you've pressed W again, and then you press S and you spam A and D. Like this. Or if you want to turn around the other way, W, A, S, D, W and then. And if you have a flashlight, you can just walk like this and then you click your flashlight and then you're instantly like this, and then you can just hold S, which you are already doing, and spam A and D. So it's a lot easier if you have a flashlight, then you can just instantly click and you've turned around. Now, if you can moonwalk, there might be some trees or obstacles in the way that you bump into, right? So you want to avoid that if you want to keep going. So you want to be able to turn around corners. So if I want to turn around to the left, I have to make sure that I don't hold A as long as I hold D, or just press D more than I press A. So that's like this. And then make sure that you follow your character with your mouse, like this. And now I am turning to the left, and if I want to turn to the right, I make sure I press A more than I press D. God, I'm bad. Like this. You see? So you drag your mouse to the right, make sure you follow your character, and make sure you are pressing A more than you are pressing D. And then you can moonwalk around corners. Great. Now, how to juke killers with these moonwalks. Now, if I'm moonwalking and the trapper is over there, if he's stupid, you know how you can run at him and then run away and he might swing. Well, you can do that with moonwalks too, right? So you moonwalk at him and then I run away and he might swing. Only works if he's dumb though, so don't try it on like good killers. What also works, however, is if you've practiced enough and you can start moonwalking after you stood still, like this. So you press A and D a bit faster at the start, and then you can go to normal pace. Then I can run like this, or like this I should say, and then moonwalk this way. That might make it so a nurse blinks way too far past you. What's even more useful in my opinion is if you walk forward and you go back. Oh, I'm so bad, dude. And you go back like this. Because let's say this is a window between these two trees and the huntress is over there, she's trying to snipe me. I go to the window and then I suddenly go back, she misses her hatchet, and then I go forward again and I vault the window. That one is really useful in my opinion. You can also moonwalk into a 360 if you want to get fancy, like if you want a 360 the killer, but that's not something I want to get into in this video. After you've learned all of this, it's time for the errand tech. So it's a lot easier to get into again if you have a flashlight, because I'm going this way, and if I click my flashlight I'm instantly like this. But if you don't have a flashlight, you have to turn into it, just like with the backwards moonwalk, and then you spam A and D again, but this time you don't do it as fast, because this time you are going to move your mouse. So every time I press A, I'm going to move my mouse to the left as much so that my screen is 45 degrees to the left, and then when I press D, 45 degrees to the right. So A, D, A, D. So A is left and you move your mouse to the left. D is right, you move your mouse to the right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, like that. That's it. Now, if you want to go forwards, it's like the forwards moonwalk, the way you turn into it. And this time, however, since you're going forward, when you press A, you don't move your mouse to the left, you move it to the right. So it's the exact opposite of the normal errand tech. That's why I call it the reverse errand tech. So now when I press A, I move my mouse to the right, D, move my mouse to the left. So I get into it just like a normal moonwalk, and then like that. So next, I would like to explain I don't even know what it's actually called. I call it the JRM Spin because he was the first person that I kind of learned it from. So what you want to do is, if you want to go to the right, you hold D and move your mouse to the right. And if you want to go left, you hold A and move your mouse to the left. Now make sure you don't do too fast or too slow. If I do too slow, this happens. See? I just start walking normal, and if I do too fast then I cancel it out and nothing happens. So make sure you have the right pace. I messed it up. Like this. Or to the left, like this. And what this does, it's kind of like a 360, it actually works a lot. Like if I'm being chased and then I click my flashlight, I'm already facing that way and then I can instantly start doing it. And it actually works quite a lot more than I thought it would, and then it should in my opinion. But what you can use this for also is if I'm errand teching and hold it and then just going around corners, or if I do it and then at some point stop moving my mouse but keep holding to the left, and then I turn around and then start doing the reverse one. And if you go forwards like this errand tech, then obviously I'm holding A and moving my mouse to the right because it's reverse, remember? So, and then I let go of my mouse, I don't do it anymore, so that my character faces that way again, and then I do the normal errand tech. That way you can switch between the two. Go forward, do the reverse errand tech, and you stop, and you go like that. That's it. So, next up, you can also switch between the two moonwalks, the normal one, and then you do the backwards one after you flicked your mouse. Like that. Like that. That's just something if you want to look cool, I guess. And then you can also moonwalk sideways, like this. So I press D and I spam W and S. Or to the left, I press A and spam W and S again. So like this. Or like this. That's it. Now that you know how to moonwalk normally and how to errand tech normally and how to do it reversed, you can also moonwalk and Aaron Tech diagonally, which I'm going to show you now. So, like I said, if you want to go forward, you hold W, right? And if you want to go backwards, you hold S. This time, we want to go diagonally. So let's say we want to go northeast, because that's, in my opinion, the easiest one. To go northeast, you hold W and D, right? So I turn around. Normally, like if I go forward, I want to face the camera, right? So the opposite way. So if I'm going top right, I want to face bottom left, that way. So you turn until you face that way, and then you start doing it. And the way you do it is, since you press W and D, if you spam those two, you're already cancelling out the movement, right? So instead of 3 keys with the diagonal one, it's only 2 keys. So you spam W and D like this. No, there you go. Like that. Now, if you want to Aaron Tech, you it's the same rules as the reverse Aaron Tech, because you're still kind of going forward, right? So when I press D, I move my mouse to the right, and when I press W, I move my mouse to the left. Yes. So to turn around, I press WDSA, and then W quickly, and then D, and move my mouse to the right, and then W, move my mouse to the left, and then start doing it. Like this. I messed up, but you get the idea, right? Like that. And if you have trouble getting into it, you can also just start moonwalking diagonally and then start doing it, if you have trouble at first. These rules apply exactly the same to top left, except you're pressing the other buttons. And this one's a bit hard for me to spam, because it's ring finger and middle finger, for me anyway. But yeah, same rules. And now if I Aaron Tech, I move my mouse to the right while pressing A and move it to the left while pressing W, like this. And for the backwards too, so southeast and southwest, it's like the normal Aaron Tech like this, right? So I want to face either that way or that way. So northwest or northeast, depending on if I want to go that way or that way. So let's say I want to go that way, I face that way, and then I press S and D. So instead of W and D, when going like this, I press S and D. So I go like that. And with this, the Aaron Tech, for the normal Aaron Tech, those rules apply. So when I press S, I move my mouse to the left. And when I press D, I move my mouse to the right. That's how you do it. And if I want to go that way, I have to face that way, and then spam A and S, like that. And if I want to Aaron Tech, when I press A, move my mouse to the left. When I press S, move my mouse to the right. You can see I'm still practicing all of these movements too. There you go. There you go. Kind of like that. Yeah. Oh, one last thing, by the way, if I forgot. If you want to be cheeky, you can also nod while moonwalking. So you just moonwalk, and then you move your mouse up and down like this. Looks really funny to your teammates and the killer. So if you want to do that, you just moonwalk, and then you move your mouse up and down. And if you want to do it to the left, you hold A and move your mouse to the right, or you hold W and move your mouse to the left. Oh, too fast. Pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Sorry if I'm not the best at explaining. I've never made a tutorial like this before. But I hope it was helpful. And I hope I didn't brush over things or explain things too quickly. I hope that I explained the diagonal moonwalk and the other stuff well enough that you can figure it out while practicing. If this video was helpful, a like would be much appreciated, and I might make some other videos like this in the future, but most of the time I just make normal gameplay videos. So if you want to sub to me, that would of course also be appreciated, but you don't have to, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Sorry again for if my explanation was bad. I hope if my explanation was bad that the keyboard at the left at least helped a bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching and goodbye.